Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I want to talk to you about counting. Jews like to count, and I know that we're counting down the days until a new year, a new secular new year at this moment. We count the number of candles that we put on the Chanukiah, and we count the number of days between Passover and Shavuot. And we count the number of days of Sukkot or other holidays. We count the number of Torahs that we bring out on Rosh Chodesh or other holidays. We count the number of hours that we have after we ate something that was meat until we can eat something with milk again, and vice versa. But there is something that we never count. We do not count people. Now that might seem a little bit odd if you consider that we do actually need 10 people in order to pray in a minyan. So how do we get away with not counting people, but knowing that we need 10? Well, have you ever heard somebody say, as they're looking around the room, not one, not two, not three? That's how we count people. That's how we get around this idea. We have to know that there are 10. But we don't look at a human being and count a human being like a number. We know people who count human beings as numbers. We are not those people. But not counting people, not counting human beings doesn't mean that individual people don't count. And in fact, it's quite the opposite. It isn't that you're not one and all of those other people who are also one don't together add up to a larger number. It's that every single one of us matters, not just as one, but as so much more than just one. You know, lately I've been in a lot of conversations with people in which people are talking about whether or not they're going to attend an event. They talk about why they're not showing up for various things. Well, I made plans for that, but really wasn't that important that I show up because, you know, it doesn't really matter. There are two parts of this. One, I don't really matter, and it doesn't really matter if I show up. And part two, you don't really matter, and so it's not really that important if I show up. So part one, I don't really matter, I don't really count, kind of looks like this. You know, they don't need me there. There will be so many people there without me. Nobody's going to even notice whether I was there or not. You know, I'm really not that close with those people anyway. I'm not really in their circle of friends. I'm not needed. And part two, you don't really matter, looks like this. You know, I can get by with what I need watching this at home. The sound is really good at that synagogue. I can hear the Cantor from right here, and I can make my challah right while I do it. I can hear the rabbi's words from right here, and if I don't like them, I can just turn them off. I can learn from home. I can have all kinds of experiences right here in my living room. Well, part one is not true. Let's just take Shabbat. When you are not here, I notice. Rabbi Alison notices. Rabbi Rosenstein notices. Rabbi Cantor Bloom notices. Emma notices. Kim notices. Our whole community notices when you are not here. Now, maybe we don't get the chance to get on the phone or send an email saying, missed you, saying, wish you had been there, saying, it would be great to see you. Maybe those things don't always happen, and maybe they should. But I'm telling you right now, I miss you. Your smile, when you look back at me from the congregation, even your tears sometimes, your warmth, your prayers, your physical presence, it matters to fill that room. You are seen. You are noticed. You know, I know one of these days we'll be bringing back the cookies, the oneg. I can't wait. And maybe then we'll have time after the service to stand and talk or sit and talk. Maybe that will show you that you matter. You are needed to make the prayer space feel full and good and warm. And even when you don't need it yourself, other people need you to be there to create that. And this goes for the oneg, And this goes for that party that you said you'd go to and you didn't show up for. It goes for all of that. And it goes for me too, because I'm guilty of the same thing. Part 2 is not true. You cannot get what you need by staying home. It isn't about the music. It isn't about the sermon. It isn't about your own learning. It is about something that transcends all of those things, includes all of those things, but transcends it. It's about your community. And you don't know that you need it. You don't know how much you need it until you give it to yourself again, until you realize how much you've been missing. I know that there are some people who cannot come back. And for those people, we have our live stream. And for those people, I hope they can get everything that they need at home. But there is so much more that is happening out here. Human beings are not numbers. Each one of us counts. Each one of us matters. And together, each one of us counts, just like that shamash of the Chanukiah. We just celebrated that. We just lit that shamash. And each shamash gets to light a bunch of other candles. So let's count together all of the lights we get to light, all of the faces we get to shine a smile upon, all of the places where we really do matter and where we really do count. Shabbat Shalom.